Welcome back to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stain
I just
Age.
want to say right off the bat that this game, I don't know how much of it the audience has seen, but this game has a surprising amount, more than I thought it would have, of little boys crawling through holes.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of whole. Oh boy!
Goblins!
Yikes!
Fucking, what are they? What are those little? They're just gyrating in the corner.
Come over here, boy.
Don't look at that chest. Don't eat that cake.
Don't eat that cake, boy. You can't do it.
We made it ourselves. You don't know what's in it.
All right, do I?
Yes, Seidel. Ah, I'm
Oh my fucking
fucking
god!
dead. You got yeeted. How are you supposed to get past that?
They eventually protrude and then they go all the way out. Oh no no no!
Oh, I see. I thought
Um,
that one brown spot was the marking for like, here it is. And when you go past it, it just happens.
it usually is when you're like finding a toilet. You know, it's like, oh, this is where people poop. This is the
I,
brown spot.
hey, forgive me for thinking so, but as a wizard, I thought maybe you'd have to use a spell to
Nope.
get past it. Oh, these little loincloth boys.
I'll get you. Oh, they're dead.
Oh, okay.
Get wrecked.
You took our cake, now it's time to die.
I'm going
What did you just use? Like, what spell was that?
Flipendo.
Damage
Woo!
imp? Oh, use the damage imp spell.
Get wrecked, dude. Oh, come on,
Oh,
carry him. What's wrong?
good
Carry
jump,
you.
good dodge.
There we go.
What are you doing? You just putting him in a cage? Why are you putting him in a cage?
That's what you do.
Why can't you just throw him down the hole? Coral? Step out here, Coral.
Where are you, punk?
I know you're hiding. I can hear you, but I can't seize you.
In our last episode, we talked a little bit
Oh,
about
Jesus.
Wilson's idea of like a story that reminded me of something that I came up with a while back, where yeah, it basically takes place maybe like 20 years or 30 or 40, something like that, before Dumbledore was a headmaster at Hogwarts. It was this other guy. It's not about him, but it's about a student that went there, and he leaves to go work at the Ministry of Magic in the Department of Mysteries, I think it's called, where only the mysterious magic crafts and like arts, dark arts, and things like that are talked about. And he works as and in the lore of Harry Potter, there are people known as unspeakables, and they are meant to live a life of solitude and celibacy or something like that, and their tongues are ripped out, I think, too, as part of their whatever job, because they can't tell anybody about the secrets behind these elements of magic. And there's like mind, space, time, and love. They're all different chambers of this Department of Mysteries, like the mysterious magic behind love. Like, to know about that is like only privileged knowledge. And my character from this just graduated, and he works as like an unspeakable caretaker. Like, he gets the unspeakable's food. He just like does small tasks for them and things like that to, like, because there's only like four or something like that unspeakables to, like, I think, that man the different chambers of like space, time, love, and mind, or something like that. And then they would eventually, my idea would be to talk about, in each iteration or each book or something like that, they would talk about each of those chambers. So, like, the first one would be like the Department of Mysteries time, and so it would go back to like Merlin, because Merlin is definitely a
Hmm.
figure in this world. And the main character would go and talk to Merlin, and Merlin would be like, you would think, since everybody is acknowledges that Merlin was like the first ever wizard, or like the most powerful at the time, brought forth the first of the like King Arthur and the story of the Arthurian legends and stuff, that he's the most powerful, so he would have the most knowledge of all the different aspects of magic. So they would just talk a little bit to him about what he knows, all of his forbidden knowledge, and it would also, since I like Merlin as a character, as like a historical like lore behind him, like there's so much to take away from him, I'd make him like an omnipotent character. So he is like a god figure in this universe, because he transcends time, and he maybe was the first wizard to even travel through time and create time travel of some kind that has been like outlawed. And like along the lines you were saying of like interfering with historical events, he could, he kind of went into solitude for himself, because he like tied himself off from the living world. So he's now like in his own like mind prison, because he caused so much like travesty in the world. Like maybe he did make the huge iceberg that killed the, knocked the Titanic down, or he did something really, really bad. Not something like it's like
It's okay. He can cause the Titanic. It's okay.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice kind of idea, where it's like he causes such a huge kerfuffle, and somebody has to come and wipe it clean, but only he can, really, because he's the only one he knows.
Has to come wipe his bum.
He made a big messy poo poo, and nobody else is there to
sticky
clean.
Messy poo poo. That would be cool.
And then I've only touched like the surface of like my ideas with it, but there's this character in the lore called Bodrick Bode, I think his name is. He was a character from the books who was an unspeakable that they see in their version of an insane asylum, and he's just like, he went crazy from all the knowledge that he knows. So I was like, dude, that's like freaking Cthulhu, like cosmic horror stuff right there, because he knows all this knowledge. It's like opening up the Elder Scrolls and trying to decipher what it is.
Yeah,
it makes him go mad. But stuff like that, I like that interesting aspect of it.
So mad.
What did I get now? I got a new spell.
I got a new spell. Thank you, Hedwig.
I got Lumos. Okay.
Now you can light shit up.
There you go.
Wow.
Come on, Harry.
Maybe I can
It's time to go.
Oh, it shows me which ones are bad floors.
Cauldron cake.
Okay. Hey, kid, don't take that cake.
Don't eat my cake, you little.
Don't say I didn't warn you. You're not gonna like it.
A challenge shield.
What is the point of finding all this shit? Is this gonna help him get better grades?
Yeah, the challenge shields just give you house points, and those get accumulated at the end. And they just give you, points, so you can get the house cup.
Don't do that to those kids. Don't put that on their shoulders. They've got enough to worry about learning how to wield the raw, untamed forces of mana.
Yeah, the chaos magic. If they went the route of Scarlet Witch.
Maybe they've got enough on their shoulders where they don't have to worry about oh shit, we're fucking 18 points behind.
A wizard card.
And then the bad thing is you can lose points too. So
what happens if you get really, really good at magic and everybody's like, hey, maybe we should
dial it down.
This guy's getting like too good at magic. He's gonna like tear the world apart. Like, what do you do?
This guy just learned to duplicate himself and then travel to every class and learn everything at like simultaneously.
So first he learned to clone himself. Then his clones taught him to time travel. Now he and his clones have time traveled. We don't know how many times. Countless possibilities. But
yeah, he like if you could learn from your clones, like that movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton. He clones himself 3 times so he can like have some free time on his own instead of like being a caring husband or anything like that.
Look at that!
Oh, they're ghosties. Oh, is this a boss? Hell yeah!
Better hit him with that damage imp spell. Careful, your lightning bolt is halfway empty or half full. But for Harry, it's half empty for sure.
Is that really what I do? Is just Lumos their faces? Alright, I think I gotta open this treasure. I think this will give me some food.
It's gonna be another cake.
Yay!
What did I tell you?
It's cake. It's always cake, my friend.
What did I tell you? These little stony goblin men are just making tons of cakes.
It's like turning on a light switch.
Lumos! They're just making him scream. What?
There you go.
Okay. Good
like,
job, Harry.
Hey!
Good job.
Basically, it's like telling you to turn on the light. Stop!
Busted makes me feel good.
Bustin', bustin', bustin'.
A pumpkin pasty.
A pumpkin patsy.
And
He's just teleporting all this stuff to some pocket dimension. When it comes time to like tally up all of the house points at the end of the year, he's gonna open that little pocket dimension and everything's just gonna spill out onto the floor. Old rotten cakes and pumpkin patsies and challenge shields and
a bunch of beans.
A bunch of beans and a rat and an owl. He's going to look up at his teachers cross-eyed and say, "How much is this worth?"
How much is this worth? Do I get all the house points now?
Harry's not too bright, sadly.
Well, yeah, he's
Not
been
yet, at least.
knocked on the head too many times. He's fallen down that pit.
Living under those stairs under Dudley.
Yeah, waking up from Dudley's thumps down the stairs.
Those heavy footsteps carry all the way through.
Knocking his head on the stairs above him. Oh, mother... Yeah. Is this...
I hurt you. I don't like Dudley.
Oh, I see. I see now.
Harry didn't like Dudley very much, you see.
He thought he smelled like diarrhea.
He thought that he smelled like a big old pee-pee poo-poo pants.
That's such a J.K.
And Harry
Rowling
didn't
thing.
think that was a very good smell at all.
Because he's had
The
a few
next
Bertie
morning.
Bots that tasted the same.
Often late at night, Harry could be found munching on those beans under his stairs.
I love these beans.
Everything in the narration is just super unflattering. Good.
Harry got very sad and ate 20 pumpkin pasties.
Harry was very, very sad about not having any parrots, you see. He was very, very sad. But when he ate those beans, he felt more alive than he ever had in his life.
And then he met
Who could he tell about this?
a very
Not
hairy
Ronald.
man.
Not
Very-
Hermione.
Hairy wizard named Hagrid.
But he could probably tell Hagrid, because Hagrid would be down for some weird shit.
Oh my god, what do you do, Mr. Gargoyle?
You must climb the floating greens
Floating greens?
up to a challenge shield. That'll get Cho Chen to notice you for sure.
You get so much puss, my friend.
Gryffindor's gonna be stinking like puss once you're done, Harry.
All the witch is wet. Wait, they don't like getting wet because they melt.
Or do they?
Like the Wicked Witch.
But if they don't melt, they're still a witch.
That's right.
Because they use their witch powers to resist melting.
There you go. That's another like callback to like the the Salem witch trials. That could be totally a part of that time travel.
See, if we put her in the lake and she drowns, she's a witch. Witches can't, float in water. If we put her in the lake and she floats, she's a witch because she's using her powers to float. All right, huck her in that lake.
Chuck her in the lake. It's just
Go
like
on, get her in there.
it's like an easy way of like men at the time to be like, I really don't like my wife anymore. I just want her dead. Why don't you just throw her in the lake? I can't really deal with
That'd
her.
be horrible. When you can't divorce, so your only option is to proclaim her to be a witch and
she's
put her
a
on
witch.
trial for it.
Yep. It's like, I saw her do long division. Oh, she must be a witch.
She was raining.
All right, we'll
Yep,
be back.
definitely a witch.
We're gonna crawl through some holes like we did at the beginning. We'll be back with more Harry Potter coming at
There's
you.
so many holes for this little boy to crawl through.
Yeah, the Hogwarts.
I don't know how I feel about it, Tyler.
Hogwarts has these things called hoggy holes.
Hogwarts has hog holes. Harry liked the hog holes. They
of hobby
reminded him
holes.
of his space under the stairs.